September 25th, United Theater. Then the next night, the 26th, I'll be at the Moore Theater in Seattle, which I'm very excited about. And then the 27th, Revolution Hall in Portland. Portland, you sold out, so I love you. Thank you for selling that out. Seattle and LA, pick up some tickets. The shows are going to be very fun. DanSoder.com for all dates announced right now on the Golden Retriever of Comedy Tour. Thanks, and I'll see you out there. I'm going to teach you how to text. That's my whole goal.
Text?
How to text with warmth.
Why? Mine's just too direct?
Way too direct.
Yeah.
Dude, your shit is... You don't even have...
Not wasting time, right? Gets to
You have grilled chicken, no seasoning texts. Do you understand me?
I think the words you're looking for is Navy SEAL type efficiency.
There's no efficiency.
Yes.
ChatGPT would go like, GPT. Now it's fucking with my head because Katie was like, what are you calling it? And I was like, ChatGPT. If we gave that to AI, your texts, AI would go like, are you mad at me?
That's how we're judging stuff now, by AI? Who got to you?
AI.
Are you a hologram?
I've never even been real. This isn't a program. You're asleep. You're still at school at Penn State. You thought microphones are going to be portable?
Can I quickly change the subject?
Yeah.
I got in pretty easily to your building.
Hey, it's my apartment. Here's his apartment number. By the way, the front, little to no security.
Well, I at least bleep out the number.
Yeah, he'll take care of me unless he wants me dead too. In which case, all these people I thought I was close to just want me fucking murdered.
My point is that, I'm trying to protect you. I'm actually trying to protect you.
I don't think you are.
I could have got in here and slit your throat by now. I could have slit your throat.
You're doxing me on my own podcast. That's a wild move. Especially as someone that I want to say was the security of 2555 31st Street.
Well, you had all the machetes, which I thought was odd for some reason. And you gave me one. They go, this is for you. This is for your room.
Yeah.
He didn't even say it was for me. It's for your room.
I bought a Rambo knife that I lost. I don't know. I think it's here. It's somewhere.
John Jay?
Yeah, I bought a giant John J. Rambo knife. Rambo! At the Edmonton Mall at the Army Supply Store. And then I mailed it to myself, to our apartment, which I probably held for a day watching TV, maybe put it on our coffee table.
Did you have your WCW belt on or off?
First off, WCW? Who buys a WCW replica belt? I had a WWF Winged Eagle on our wall. You're welcome. Right now I have the WWF World Tag Team Championship.
I'm sorry.
So... But why don't you go ahead and come in here and give away my address with your fucking boring texts.
I was trying to get to something, though.
What are you trying to get to? The Lord Savior Jesus Christ? This is all he's pumping since the time he walks in the door.
No.
How are you with the Lord? Have you read your Corinthians?
We'll get to the letter to the Romans.
Let's get to it.
We'll get to it. But
Sermon on the Mount.
I moved into my...
You bought a
building.
Place with no security. And his address is... and I'll tell you right now, his wife, real sleepy. So it's just a one-on-one, 1v1 if you get there.
She goes to bed around 10.
And then you can break in via window, front door. Mike's probably listening to some mantra podcast on his headphones. You'll be able to walk right in.
But that's my point. You wouldn't. My security is better than your security.
Dude, I will.
First of all, it's set back from the street. We have You have
a door guy?
My door guys are pit bulls. Your door guy
3v3.
Didn't even check. He didn't even look up.
3v3. And
I could have been carrying bombs.
You're talking about my dog, Eduardo, who will fuck your shit up. You think this building isn't just chock full of boys from the BX?
No, there's nobody from the Bronx who lives here. This is all preppy
Our
kids.
door guys.
Oh, they're Bronx guys?
Yeah. You guys are cooked. Where are you guys coming from? Fucking Jersey?
There was one guy who looked stressed and he just looked distracted.
It's Roberto. You don't want a piece of him.
No?
You don't want a fucking slice of him. He'll take you out.
Tell Roberto, meet me at Skankfest. Have it sanctioned by Louis J. Gomez, the Puerto Rican rattlesnake. We can live stream it. I guarantee I tap Roberto out. I don't even know jiu-jitsu.
Louis really is train yard Don King. It's the way he puts fights together. He's like, only in America, only in Skankfest, can you watch a mildly retarded stand-up comedian fight a socially awkward stand-up comedian? Only in America. Yeah, dude, I'll do a 3v3 your door guys versus my door guys any fucking day.
No, my door guys are sick. My door guys are sick.
Bitch.
I can just tell by the way they handle packages. Dude, their core strength just blows your guy away.
We have a whole package department. So if you're letting
We have one too, next to the gym. Gym?
Ours is the floor up.
You want to do amenities?
Ours is the floor up. Our iron paradise is actually in the sky, not on ground level like your shit.
No, we work out underground like Batman. I'm just letting you know. I'm just trying to let you know what time it is, Soder.
Dude,
God, I have a cup of coffee in me and I'm coming in hot.
I like coffee, Mike. I can't wait to go downstairs and recruit 3 doormen and go, I need you guys to beat the shit out of my friend's doormen. Which absolutely does sound like something that we would get into after moving into Manhattan. Yeah. We were just 2 Queens roommates, and now we're like, my doorman versus your doorman.
Yep.
At the old polo grounds. The last standing man wins a Christmas bonus. The Christmas bonus. You own now, though. You bought a place.
Me and the bank, we got a 100-year mortgage.
Do they call you every day? Does the bank call you every day and go, what's up, pussy? How's my place? That's what I'm afraid of. Yeah.
They call me up and go, how's our wife?
Yeah, they go, oh, I was watching her sleep this morning. Yeah, I put a ring cam on your bedroom. You guys, you just have a ring cam in the corner?
Yeah.
What is that, Mike? And a guy goes, hey, what's up? I'm Edward. I work at the bank. I work over here at Chase.
It's the bank, yeah.
It's the bank's house?
The bank. I just paid it for the first time.
Damn. And so
just paid the mortgage. I got to put food on that table. I can
How
say
long
that
of a
phrase
mortgage
now.
did you get? I know nothing about mortgages. Maybe some of our listeners are stupid like me and don't know. Can you explain?
I don't know anything about it either. It was a lot of paperwork. We did all the paperwork. There was like 100 pages. We were there for an hour signing stuff. It's like, this is to say there's no lead paint there. It's like, but is there no lead paint? It's like, this stuff is all. Just go ahead and say, do you want the place or not?
Isn't it crazy that the boomer generation literally grew up with like lead in the gas, lead paint?
Yeah.
And then now we won't let them give up power. Like, these are people that have lead poisoning and they're like, I'll tell you what's going on. It's the bugs in the wall. And
they're
you're
holding
like,
the wealth.
Senior senator from Minnesota thinks there's bugs in the wall. They're like, also, no school lunches. It makes kids happy. They're all Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
Our entire government is Mr. Burns. They're like, send out the dogs. Fuck them all, dude. Your generation fucked up. Gen X fucked up.
Oh, Gen X did?
You guys fucked up.
No.
You guys blame us because we like avocado toast, but you guys didn't take the power. Where's all that wrestling, Mike? Why'd you wrestle for all those years? Couldn't wrestle away the power.
We're biding our time.
For what? They're already dead. They're walking exoskeletons.
Well, I bought just in time for a socialist mayor to come in and make everything
love
even again.
Mom Donnie. You're a mom.
No,
dad.
I hope he makes us roommates again.
Oh, dude, that'd be hilarious. And then we could,
Deport Soder, cross town.
You know what's funny? And then we could do like a sitcom thing where we go, Mom Donnie.
It's like Perfect Strangers, but in reverse.
Dude, I'll be
Perfect Brothers.
Whoa, I'll be your Balky Baltolomus all day. I forgot, I said his name wrong. I know Larry Applewhite, but Barry Balky, he was from Meepos.
Perfect Strangers, right after Herman's Head.
Dude, Herman's Head was great. And also it was really ahead of the curve explaining that we were all going to have mental illness. Mm-hmm. Herman's Head was like, hey, generation of children, you're all going to be on SSRIs and fucked up. And we're like, there are people that live in his head. And then now we're all like, I want to kill myself because I'm on Instagram 9 hours a day. It's so funny when you think about 90s programming being like, hey, guys, you're all fucked. And we're like, X-Files? I'm now getting into X-Files. Yeah. I couldn't watch it when I was with Mike because he called it satanic. He said it was anti-Christian. So I wasn't allowed to watch X-Files, but now I am. What a show. What a good show. And by the way, they're declassifying a lot of stuff from that show that is absolutely true. It's like from 1992, and they're like, there's spaceships, but you went on Rogan and you hated it, so we won't talk aliens. I was never allowed to talk about aliens. I was never allowed to talk about aliens when I lived with Mike. Oh, it was like Footloose. I just wanted to dance. But you were John Lithgow, and you wouldn't let me dance.
Now, when you started to talk about aliens, I was like, you have 35 seconds to make this about the Holy Spirit.
You're on Christ time.
Okay. You got 10 seconds to get this to God, or I am shutting down.
Don't you miss knowing what's going on in the WWE and AEW? Aren't you curious what's going on in the world of professional wrestling now that we don't live together? It's been 2 years. Roman Reigns has lost his belt. I don't even know if you're aware of it.
Did The Undertaker go to Hogan's funeral? And did Hogan rise up and hit who was ever giving the eulogy with a chair?
Did Undertaker actually be an Undertaker for the funeral? Like do the balming and the makeup on Hogan and stuff? And that would suck. He goes, it was a character, brother. And they go, it's due.
It's real.
It's due now. You have to, Hogan dying, I felt a lot of ways about it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, Hulk Hogan wasn't a great dude. I don't know if you've heard the tapes. Quite the racist. But
also, a real American, nonetheless.
I mean, he was a real American hero. He single-handedly...
Wait, which one was racist? It was Hollywood Hogan.
It was Terry Bollea that was racist.
Okay.
Hollywood Hogan redefined what wrestling is with the New World Order.
Well...
Both Hogan's entrance themes were bangers. Hard to disagree. No one's had a better theme song than I Am a Real American and the NWO entrance.
Fight for the rights of every man.
When you were a little boy, wrestling was still considered real.
Yeah, it was.
Did that make you mad as a actual
No,
wrestler?
because I used to watch the league that no one watched, which was the Von Erichs.
You watched Texas wrestling.
Yeah.
I think you watched NWA, which was the number 2.
It was the Von Erichs.
But
and
saying no one watched
Von Erichs were like
Ric
very
Flair
tough
wouldn't
guys.
be Ric Flair without NWA. The Von Erichs, which the movie, did you watch the movie?
No.
The Claw? Or what's it called? It's not called The Claw. It's called like you should watch that. It's about his family and how they all died.
Yeah.
But you would watch that?
I'd watch the Von Erichs, and then I got back into it because it took when like Stone Cold came in.
You were teaching special needs
I was
kids.
teaching, and I would tape it because they loved it, and then I would bring it in, kids with emotional problems, and it would be a reward. If you pay attention in class, you get to watch Stone Cold. You know,
honestly,
seek revenge.
That would have worked on me too. I probably should have been in your class.
Yes,
I think I had a lot of issues. Because if you would have gone, we'll watch The Rock and Kane in a cage match, I'd go, I'm not going to speak up today. I'm going to let this slide. What's it called? The Iron Claw. You should watch it. But you never like took a personal issue with pro wrestling because you were an actual wrestler?
No, I got what it was.
You were like, it's just gay ballet.
It's stunts.
Yeah, it's stunt fighting.
It's stunts with a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So I understood what
it's
it
so
was, and I could buy into it. I could suspend my disbelief and go, yes.
Yeah,
it was very like Stone Cold and The Rock and stuff. That was very exciting times.
Dude, he called me, butt dial, Stone Cold, and I immediately returned his call in a way that, while I was doing it, I was like, this is too fast. He called me, and I got back to the bathroom, looked at my phone, and I was like, missed call, Stone Cold. Didn't even go like, should I call him back? And then nothing. He's probably like, damn, son, you're too ready to go. But I was like, hi, Steve, it's me. We used to do that joke, Dan and I, when we were writing that show, that Stone Cold would get sick of working with us and be like, hey, can you all stop calling me work dad? I'm not your work dad. And you're like, are you proud of me, work dad? I'm gonna ask you one more time, boy. Stop calling me work dad. So you'll be my work dad. And you're really proud of the sillies that we wrote you. It felt like, dude, after like 3 weeks of working with him, Saint Germain and I both were like, he thinks we're gay. Because we're like, and then we have a story for this idea.
But did you love him?
I still love Stone Cold.
Yeah.
He's the fucking man.
It'd be great instead of shaking hands or something, he just a stunner and a stunner.
Great,
and then leaves the room.
That's how I choose to believe he goes through life. Where he goes, oh, it's nice to meet you. You're going to be the greeter at a Walmart.
I love the turn, too.
They go, hi, welcome to Walmart. He goes, oh, yeah, bam. Everything. I would love it. Hello, I'm your cardiologist. Everything's going. Yeah, dude. I felt bad for how much I made Becky on watch wrestling when we lived together. Because I would have people over.
I'm not against it, but I wouldn't purposely watch it.
Yeah, but I felt bad because I'd be like,
seek it out.
Hey, I got about 16 nerds coming over to watch Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But then we'd order that Michelangelo's pizza. I know you remember that. I know you remember with the good times, pizza, baby. Man. I know you remember. I
love the whole thing. I speak in glowing terms about our experience together, and we lived together for other people's taste way too long.
Dude, it was funny when people would start shitting on it. Where they're like, what, do you guys still live together? And you go, yes, and I'm saving an incredible amount of money.
Like, saving money. We order pizza. Dude. It's like we both would date women, and they'd come over, and then they would go home, and then we would hang out, and it was still the favorite situation.
I don't know if I ever told that story on the podcast. If I did, I'm sorry I told that story, but it is a real life situation that we watched happen that was so funny. It was when you had been dating your wife before. You're Katie. We both are in love with Katie's.
Double Katie's.
We're marrying Katie's. He already married his. My Katie and I are lazy as shit. But you had been dating Katie. I just started dating my Katie. And then remember we were watching, me and my Katie were watching Cheer, the Netflix documentary about, it's like Last Chance U, but for cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And we just put it on because we were like just sitting in the living room watching it. It's me, Vecchione, and Katie Nolan, my Katie, and we're watching it. And at the beginning of the episode, they go like, now this town where the college is they're like, the biggest thing here, we got a fruitcake factory that just makes fruitcakes, right? Just like a real throwaway thing, and then they do it. Obviously, it's funny, whatever. So we're watching the episode. It's about cheerleaders, where there's a lot of male cheerleaders on this episode. So we're watching, and then Katie Hannigan, Mike's wife, comes late. And we're like an episode in. So we're watching like a second episode, and Katie Hannigan sits on the couch, and then my Katie goes, this guy doesn't work. What do you send him to the fruitcake factory or whatever? And his Katie's like, what the fuck? Like thinking Katie Nolan's like homophobic. And she's like, the fuck is wrong with you? She's like, yeah, send this guy to the fruitcake factory. And then we had to go, there's a fruitcake factory in the town. And Katie Hannigan was like, oh, it was so funny watching that miscommunication. Because I watched Katie, the first time my Katie said it, your Katie was like, and then again, she was like, send him to the fruitcake factory. And she goes, you know what I mean? And then I was like, I don't think she knows that there's a fruitcake factory in this town. Oh, fuck. That was a fun miscommunication.
I had another miscommunication. She goes to leave one day, and she says, bye, Dan. And you don't say anything, and she walks out. And then she calls me later. She's like, I said goodbye to Dan. He didn't say anything to me. Do you think he didn't hear me? I said, no. He's on a show.
He's what?
He's on a show. He's on Billions.
That's so funny.
So he won't talk to you.
I go. I pull you aside.
He thinks he's better than you.
I pulled you aside.
He does it to me all the time.
I go, how much does Katie pull in via SAG-AFTRA? I don't know why. Well, I just don't know if I should address her. Dude, we want to talk about miscommunications. I'm going to get a text about this conversation, but we have to say this on the podcast. Ooh, sock doc, baby. If you're a hypochondriac, then you are like me. Homeless Pimpin' just had to hear me talk about the fact that I think I'm having a light heart attack for the past month because I have some chest pains. I have no idea what it is, but guess what? I can go to ZocDoc and find out someone that does know what the hell I'm talking about. If you've got stuff like sleep trouble, stress from work, feeling bloated after certain meals, maybe lower back pain, guess what? ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. I'm serious. If you're feeling like, oh, I don't even know who's around me that could look at my feet. ZocDoc, they're going to hook you up. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Soder to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Soder. ZocDoc.com/Soder. We lived with Handsome Pete, our roommate, Handsome Pete. Shout out, Handsome Pete. He texted me recently because there's a huge DJ that likes my stand-up. So that was the only way that Pete was proud of me. It's because this giant...
A guy who's on ecstasy?
No, this DJ John Summit, who's like a big deal, was like, yeah, I love Dan Soder as a comedian. And then Pete, my roommate, who we've known for fucking 15 years, is like, oh, it's my boy. And you're like, oh, all of a sudden I'm your boy? Oh, no, cool. Pete, you used to come to shows where I do Monday nights at Caroline's. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But Pete would get, he'd pull. He was a handsome dude. You had a joke about him?
He's a handsome dude, but
baby face, MMA body.
He's a shredded body and a baby face. Yeah. So it's a baby face. It's like, oh, women can I can trust this baby face. But then he was built like a Russian.
I'm sorry you're gonna have to do so much work and see if we retell stories because I'm afraid we're gonna retell stories from when the first time he was on. But we didn't know Pete. Pete, first off, All-American, loves football, huge Dolphins fan. Right. Ends up. And then you hear him get on the phone with his parents, and he speaks Russian. And I don't know if you've ever known anybody that's Russian American, but when they can speak Russian, you feel like you live with a spy. Yeah. Because he goes like, "Hey guys, and you know what? I'll go pick up some milk later." And he's like, "My mom's calling me." Goes to the room. He's like, Mike and Dan. I heard that. What you did say our names. What were you talking about? But he would. Pete would pull the craziest pussy.
It was insane. I don't know where he is now. He probably lives on a houseboat somewhere.
He lives in Florida.
Does he live on a houseboat? I picture him living on a houseboat with like women and.
He's doing good, dude. He's running one of those businesses where they like take shitty hotels and make them super awesome.
Startup.
And he just goes like he would tell us. This is when I was still waiting tables. He'd be like, "Yeah, I gotta go to like I don't even know a club name to even insert, but it would be like Grove or something." And he'd be like, "You're paying me to go have dinner with these hot chicks," and you're like, "What?" Meanwhile, I'm eating staff meal from Dos Caminos that I snuck out. And I'm like, "What do you mean you're going?" He's like, "I got to go to the Gansevoort. They're going to pay me to eat there with like 5 models." And you're like, who does this? Who's your pimp?
Yeah.
But he dated this girl. I won't give her name away, but they were, to describe their relationship, it was a Rihanna music video. It was like them making love in a windy sheet and then throwing stuff at each other in our living room. They had a crazy fight, right? But the best part of Mike and I being comedians, we were home during the day all the time together. Yeah. So like me and Mike would hang out during the day, and then at night we would go to work, so we'd go to different places. So Mike and I saw each other all the time, but Pete, he would have to be up late for us to see him, or like we would see him when he came home from work right before we went out to do spots.
Right.
So anyways, he gets in this fucking drag out fight with his girlfriend. It's like when a roommate is fighting with a girlfriend, you just are like, I'm shutting down. I'm going into my room. I lived in a windowless room, right. So I was like, I can breathe for 45 minutes in there. I hope they clear it up. But I go in the room and they fucking have like a fight, and we go out with your spots, everything. It's the next day. I go get us coffees at Dunkin'. I walk back, I give Vecchione his coffee, and then I'm like, "Did you hear that fucking fight with Pete?" And he's like, "Dude, that was fucking crazy." I was like, "She's nuts, dude. She's fucking crazy. She just was like breaking shit." Yeah. And Vecchione would always.
That fight was contained in his room, I think, though, wasn't it?
Yes, it
we
was.
Could just hear.
Yes. In Vecchione's room, he had a hallway, but his desk was at the end of the hallway, and that's where he would sit. And I would stand at the door, like leaning against the door frame, being like, shit was nuts. Just fucking breaking out, taking my little sips of iced coffee. And then I backed up a little bit, right? Because their bedrooms were next door to each other, and Pete's door was ajar. It was just ajar. And I like backed up, and we're in the middle of talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, she's crazy. And Vecchione, it was like Lyle and Hardy, where I was like, and you were like, what? And I was like, she's in bed.
Yeah.
And she was just in bed on her phone while we were just
We
talking.
Didn't think anyone was in there.
We thought no one was home.
We thought the door was cracked and no one was in there.
Full volume recapping
the fight.
Honest opinion of the fight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I left. I think I went to Neptune Diner and called you and was like, I just had to leave. I had to leave
until
house.
Things cooled down.
Yeah. I was scared. She was scary.
She was scary.
She was a scary person.
Because she didn't have a sense of humor about it.
No.
Yeah. About how wacky it is. About, from a perspective of they're having a fight in a very small space with 2 other guys who are kind of just hanging out and like.
Yeah. No, she didn't say anything, but then Vecchione and I we were watching TV.
Well, they broke up.
They broke up, and we were very honest. Sometimes when your roommate breaks up with someone, you're too honest. And they go, we broke up, and you go, what a... And they're like, yeah. And you're like, couldn't stand her, dude.
Yeah.
Hated when she came over.
Yes.
Hated her.
And it wasn't working.
It wasn't working.
You're better off. Build your life back up.
Shit.
Yeah.
She would talk shit to him in a way where you're like, you're such a good dude. Don't listen to that. So we let it out. We both let it out. And then like a week later, we're at home, stoned, watching Family Guy. And the door opens and it's her. And she goes, the bitch is back. Like that. And like walks through the living room. And we're like, so he told you, huh? That's like 100% fuck. Well, you heard it. But it was, I mean, living with three guys.
Yeah.
But
the women he would get was just insane. And, he must have had like he was like a charming. He's
a good dude.
He's a good dude, but like a lot of guys are good dudes. There's something that you could turn on. It has to be a charming thing, but also you have to have the gumption to be able to close and bring them home and be like, look, you have to have like balls to be like, look, let's go back to my place. And they're like, okay.
To him bringing girls home stories that Vecchio definitely remembers. When I tell you this, it will jog your memory. When I used to smoke cigarettes, I was like, that's when I was the door guy.
He called it ripping butts.
I sure did.
He calls it smoking cigarettes now.
Ripping butts.
But ripping butts back then.
Ripping butt. I'd be like, I'm going to go rip a butt. And I would be out front smoking cigarettes, and he would bring girls home, and I'd be like the door guy. Like, I'd be there to like greet him. I'd be like, how you doing? And he brought this girl home, and they're like, he's like, he's
sloppy.
Like, sloppy.
Sloppy drunk.
They were both drunk. He's like, this is so-and-so. And I was like, hi, nice to meet you. And I'm smoking a cigarette, and she goes, we're going to go live out our fantasies. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about? I was smoking a cigarette, and I was like, what the fuck? I wanted a 300 kick her off our stoop. I was like, shut the fuck up, you dummy. And then they went in and then had sloppy sex, which always sounded like they were
slapping.
Yeah, they were hanging. I always said it was like they hung up a picture and they were looking at it like, that looks even. It was like that rhythm. Remember one time he banged in our shower and both of us were in the living room and we were like, what are you doing? It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And like Vecchione and I are like, hey, he took her in there. And then we hear like from the bathroom and we're like, no fucking way. We would get so bad.
I gotta go in there next.
I know. I gotta poop. And now it's all humid and filled with sex air. Ew. And you know what? I am talking shit, but I used to take naked dumps and smoke cigarettes when I was hungover. Vecchione had to live through that for a little bit. I'd be like crazy hungover, and I'd just kick my basketball shorts off and fucking have one Camel Light and a lighter in my hand like a prisoner. And I'd sit there buck naked and be like, just shitting and smoking. Oh, it was the best. And then, dude, and Vecchione, I'd come out of the bathroom and him or Pete would be like, hey, dude, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
For Pete to tell you can't be doing something, it had to be crazy.
Pete was like, I'm sorry, man. You just can't be doing that. I'm
sorry, man.
I go, yeah, I was drunk.
But I caught you at the end of smoking. It wasn't really that long that you were smoking. You stopped smoking pretty close.
About a year, but Vecchione would come home and I got into The Wire, but I was still waiting tables. So I would watch episodes of The Wire late at night. But I'd be drunk, so I'd have to re-watch them because I would be blacked out and I wouldn't remember that I watched season 4, episode 3. And then Vecchione sometimes would have later spots at the cellar, and I'd be drunk watching it. And McNulty would light up a cigarette, and I'd be like, right? And I'd just like pull out a cigarette and light it. Vecchione would walk in our living room and be like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, by the window, like, sorry, I'm drunk. And McNulty was smoking. And I wanted to finish the episode. I got to open cafe tomorrow. But yeah, and then the other story this is an all-timer. This is one of the funniest. It's one of the most scared I've ever been stoned.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Vecchione, I'd always have to talk him into getting high. Because he'd be like, nah, I don't want to get high. And I'd be like, come on. And how Vecchione takes a hit, it's just exactly the way he texts, the way he does everything. It's very efficient. So like, he would like take a bowl, and how he takes a hit is he goes, and you're like, damn, that thing's in there.
Yeah.
That thing, he fucking sends it. Vecchione takes a hit, he goes, and you're like, yeah, that thing's at your butthole, dude. Relax. So I convinced him to get high in my room, or maybe we just smoked in the living room, which is in the front, which is in the front of the building. And we're like watching Family Guy. Dude, getting high with someone that never gets high brings you back to getting high when you first got high. And you're like, you want to watch something silly? And you put it on and you're like, this rules. Yeah. And we used to watch We'd watch like usually an hour of Family Guy after we got high.
But it can also work against you in the sense that it's almost like a meditative exercise.
Yeah.
Because your brain, you're used to it. I'm not used to it, so my brain starts to go crazy.
Yeah.
Like your thoughts start to race.
Yeah.
Like this idea of like getting high and being like, hey man, everything's great. It's like that. I don't know who that happens to. It's not me.
Yeah, you get high and you go, why am I thinking about that? Did I wash my socks? Why didn't I wash my socks? Am I fucking...
Well, then it's the thing where it's like,
I think I'm gay.
I can't control my mind.
Sure.
So it's like, instead of just like releasing and enjoying.
But that's actually a good description of what happens when people freak out on weed, because everyone thinks they're like, whoa, I'm too relaxed. And it's like, nah, dog, I got a traffic jam of thoughts up in my brain right now.
Yeah.
I'm bumper to bumper upstairs, just being like, in my head, it's just cars honking. Like, and I'm like,
But it's what you're supposed to do when you meditate. You're supposed to just sit back and like, you're not supposed to try to stop the thoughts. You're just supposed to witness them and watch them and release them. Yeah, so it's actually a good exercise to be like, all these thoughts. It's like, just release.
Open a new lane.
Release.
Yeah, let them through.
Yeah.
So we had watched Family Guy, but, you know, we were very high. And Pete came home and just went to his room. So that's exactly what happened.
Yes.
Pete went home and he went to his room.
He walked in.
Oh, no, he was FaceTiming her.
Oh, that's right.
He was FaceTiming
he was on the phone.
girl, and he walks in and like, being a third party to a FaceTime, it's the gayest shit in the world. Watching someone go, yeah, yeah, like people that are on the street FaceTiming, I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
They go, no, and it's just like New York City.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I try to get on their FaceTime. Like a girl's there and I'm walking Myrtle, I'll like pop over her shoulder. Because just for once, I want someone to go like, is that the guy from Billions? Just over a little influencer's shoulder. So Handsome Pete comes in the house, FaceTiming a girl, having like one of those conversations where he's like, yeah, I don't even know if I've been on a yacht. What's up, guys? And this is me and Vecchio and high as shit, just raccoon-eyed, watching Family Guy. And we're just chilling. Weed's on the table. I had like a fucking bag, I remember. I had like an ounce on the table. And
Flex.
Sorry, kept it in the coffee table drawer, bro. That's where the bong pieces were too. So I like, it's all there on the table. We're watching Family Guy. Pete FaceTimes into his bedroom, and then we're just sitting there for like 2 minutes, and then it's like a knock. We're on the first floor. It's like a knock on our window, like, and we're like, the fuck? Sometimes you'd have bums. We had bums a couple times. Come, because you're on the first floor. One time when I first moved in, this is like a couple years before you moved in, before I had curtains, it was literally like the first weekend I was living there. The door was open and I had no air conditioning, so the windows were open. This fucking crackhead's like, it's a nice place. You know, Jesus. I was in the kitchen, I was like, excuse me? And they're like, it's a nice place. And you're like, okay, can I help you? And they're like, how much you pay? And I was like, get away, go away. And they're like, but it would happen a couple times. Like you'd have like a bum like knock on the window, or go through our trash because our trash was right in front of our windows. So they would go,
which
through,
is
like,
pretty healthy to have your trash right by
one of the open windows. When it's nice springtime breeze. When I could smell, yuff. So Pete FaceTimes. He goes to his room, and then we hear a knock at the window. And I'm like, I look at Becky, I'm like, what the fuck? And I get up and I move the curtain, and it's just a police flashlight on my face. And it was like, cops, open up. And then I'm like, and I shut it. And Vecchione is like, what? I was like, it's the cops, dude. I remember you getting up and going around our couch to your room. Like you were about to go to your room. Like I had nothing to do with this. And then I looked because I thought it might be people impersonating the cops because we had busted a dude pretty close before that impersonating Con Ed. They were going door to door going, hey, we're with Con Edison. Could you bring us our bill? We want to make sure it matches. And then they take down your information and they steal your shit. Like that was like a hustle that was going on in Queens. And I caught the guy because he's like, you can bring one of the bills. And I go, oh, what are you, one of those fake Con Edison dudes? And he was like, I got to go. And you're like, oh my God, so you are. So I was like, oh, this might be someone faking being the cops or whatever. And I look and it's fucking NYPD, like cruisers out front, 3 NYPD. And I go to the door and the guy's like, you know, in his fucking shoulder radio, like, yeah, hold on a second. He's like, how you doing? someone ran out of a cab? And I went, we've been watching TV for like 2 hours. And he's like, yeah, someone ran out of a cab and ran in here. And I was like, I don't know. And then I go knock on Pete's door, and he opens the door, and I was like, hey, did you run out of a cab? And he goes, I know what happened. And then he goes outside. Turns out this motherfucker was FaceTiming and just didn't pay the cab, and then just went into our apartment.
Or he swiped his card. It didn't.
It
didn't go.
It didn't
clear.
clear.
And he swiped it and just left. Who swipes it and doesn't even check if it went?
That's FaceTime energy. He was going like this. Oh yeah, I know. All right, thanks, bro. And shut the door. And the guy's like, my friend, no pay. My friend, don't pay.
Yeah.
And then the guy, there was NYPD on our block, so we went and got him. But dude, I remember that opening the window, and then you were like, I can't watch Family Guy anymore. After they left, you're like, I'm fucking freaking out. And I was like, well, they're gone now. But yeah, dude, he would bring chaos into our apartment.
Yeah. But Family Guy would calm me because I'd be focused on the jokes or whatever, would calm me down.
That's my joke from my HBO special.
Yeah.
About you eating too many edibles.
Oh, man, that was rough.
But I remember playing PlayStation and being like, and the joke, I collapsed a lot, but I remember eating that edible. I came back with California chocolates, and you had been eating like little Tootsies. You had been very careful. And I was like, you should have half of one of these chocolates. And I ate a full chocolate. It was 25 milligrams, which isn't crazy, but I gave him about 10 to 15. And then I'm like sitting there playing video games, and I was playing WWE 2K18. And I specifically remember, dude, I was doing a match with like Seth Rollins and like Sheamus. And I remember I was so high, I was like, yo, this is a 5-star banger. I was like, that's how high I was. I was playing PlayStation. I was like, this is a pay-per-view. And then I was like, why am I so into this match? And then I put the controller down and I was like, I'm fucked up. And then I looked up and you were just standing in the doorway of your room holding that gallon of water, and you go, you gave me too much. And I did. And you were like, I'm freaking the fuck out.
You poisoned me? What was in it?
Yeah,
what was in it? Was something else in it? Was it K2? What are the kids afraid of now? Something's in it.
And then what's funny is I put it on Family Guy.
And no, you really had to talk me down.
Yeah.
Because I was going to call an ambulance on myself.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, I gotta get to a hospital. Oh, my brain is going crazy. I gotta get to a hospital.
You're going, dude, my brain's going nuts. My fucking chest. You're like, I'm going to go to the hospital. And I was like, nah, man. You're good.
No, you did it. You did a very, you say in your special, where it's like you did a very fatherly, like,
yeah, I go, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy, you gotta, you just calm down. Let's watch Family Guy. Drink some water. I go, does water help it? Does water help it? And
swear to God, you drank a glass of water. Halfway through an episode of Family Guy, you were zonked out on the couch.
Yeah.
I like wanted to put a blanket on him. I wanted to be like, there's my guy.
But you would fall asleep. You would fall asleep high, and I would try
every night.
I would try to wake you up to go to bed, and you would not wake up. You would not wake up. And finally, I was like, because when we first moved in together, it's like we didn't really know each other that well. So I was like, how far do I take this where I shake him and go, Dan, you got to go to bed? It's like,
Because I would get up and my eyes would be like dark red. You know when you're like that high and you're sleeping, when you're like up, you're like coming out of the mud. Dude, it's so funny you say that because Katie has the thing where when we first started dating, I would do that. I would like, especially during the pandemic, and she'd be in the other room playing PlayStation, and I'd be watching TV, and I'd just fucking crash out on the couch. And then she'd wake me up, and I'd be like, bah! Like that. She'd be like, okay, I can't wake you up. She'd be like, yo, it freaks me out.
You're a live wire.
It freaks me out because I'd be like, Dad is asleep, and she'd be like, Dan, you want to go to bed? I'm like, so now it's so funny. This happened last night. I was like watching Monday Night Raw, and I fell asleep, and then she just comes in and she goes, hey. She'll talk to Myrtle because Myrtle always falls asleep at the foot of the, when I'm like lay down on the couch, she'll lay next to the couch and she'll go, hey, like she's talking to Myrtle. Hey, Myrtle, do you guys want to go to bed? And I'll be like, she learned how to do it instead of going, hey, you want to go to bed? I'm like, I used to just freak the fuck out.
She starts making all kinds of ancillary noise with her keys and stuff.
Oh, ching-ling-ling-ling. Wind chimes. Dan, why do you have wind chimes in the kitchen? To wake me from my night nap.
But can I say something about the window on next to the street.
Shout out 31st Street. You can walk by it. If you want to go see the 2555 Dojo, we can give away our address now. But the 2555 boys on 31st Street, motherfucking problem.
2555.
You catch me when Caprice and Don Quixote or whatever that Dominican club was at 4 a.m. I used to smoke butts and watch Greek white trash. I'd watch Euro trash fight Dominican trash. Great. It would always be because of a girl. It'd always be because either like a Greek girl was dressed up and one of the Dominicans was like, or one of the Dominican girls was walking by and the Greek guy's like, and then they'd be like, fucking dude. I'd knock on the window. I'd be like, Vec, you should come out for this. Because I'd be, I'd go back-to-back cigarettes.
Yeah.
Ooh, take me back.
We had box seats too. The window was right there on the street under the train.
Do you remember when we opened the window and turned off all the lights when there was that like huge problem where the cops showed up? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was across the street in front of the CrossFit. And we it was at night and we opened our blinds and turned off all our lights and just sat there and watched it. And we were like, oh, dude, this is getting fucking real. It was awesome.
Remember the Greek music store across the street?
It became the